Hello students, welcome to the digital learning of session 5 of unit groups of BSc 3rd Sem Mathematics. I am Dr. Shashikala. In this session 5, let us discuss about definition and properties of cyclic group.
Let's go for the definition of the cyclic group. A group G is said to be a cyclic group if for some A belongs to G and every element n belongs to I is of the form A power n or n into A when n is an integer and A is a generator of G. So in this cyclic group we have to concentrate on the form A power n, or it has to be in the form of n into A. And also we have to concentrate on the word generator. A group G comma star is said to be a cyclic if it contains at least one generator element. See, cyclic group means it is of the form A power n or n into A. In another word, we can say that if it contains at least one generator element, then that group is said to be a cyclic. For example, we can see here, if G is a group of fourth root of unity, say the elements we can take it in a group is 1, -1, I and minus I under the operation multiplication. See how we are taking here means, so order of 1 means under the multiplication means, so it is 1 into 1, then that is 1 to the power 1 which is equal to 1. Then so see, firstly order of 1 equal to 1 we had given, order of -1 equal to 2 we had given, order of I equal to 4 I had given, then order of minus I equal to 4 I have given. But I have given like this 1, 2, 4 and 4, but let us see how this 1, 2, 4 and 4 comes. See, this is very important concept under the cyclic group. See, firstly, what are the elements we have taken in the group? We have to consider one by one. Let us take the 1 here. So first element is 1. So 1 to the power 1. So in cyclic group they have said that it has to be in the power form. So A power n form. So therefore the first element is 1. The power is again the 1 we have to take. 1 into 1 becomes the 1. Next is 1 the square. So firstly 1 to the power 1 we have taken. Nextly 1 to the power 2 we have taken. That means 1 into 1. So 1 twicely we have to multiply. So what becomes the answer of this? It becomes a 1 again. So then 1 cube becomes 1 into 1 into 1. So therefore it becomes again a 1. See, the 1 to the power under 1 is giving 1. 1 square is also giving as a 1. 1 cube is also giving as a 1 only. Therefore, we have seen only one element here, that is 1. Therefore, order of 1 is equal to 1. So like this we are finding out the order of the 1. So no other element we have got other than 1. Nextly, let us take the element -1 again to the power 1. -1 to the power 1 once we are taking, so which is equal to -1. So nextly -1 into -1 becomes twice we have to take -1. So it becomes the 1. Then -1 has to be taken thrice. -1 into -1 into -1, it becomes again a -1. Then -1 to the power 4 becomes -1 into -1 into -1 into -1. So what it becomes? 1. So if you are observing the elements, two elements we have got, two different elements we have got. One is -1, another one is a 1 here. Therefore, order of -1 becomes the 2. Nextly, let us take the element I here. So again similar the concept we have to say. So I to the power 1 becomes the I square becomes the -1, then I cube becomes the -I, then I to the power 4 becomes the 1. See, in this element, in the power of the I, so we are getting all the elements, so which is present in the group. that is I, minus I, 1 and minus 1. That means this particular element I is generating all the elements which is there in the group. So therefore, but if you are observing 1, minus 1, and also along with the I, minus I is also giving the answer as order of minus I becomes the 4 itself. Like how we have done in I, similarly we can prove it for a minus I also. In that time also we are getting all the elements which is present in a group. So therefore, order of I is also giving 4 different elements. Order of minus I is also giving a 4 different elements. Therefore, order of I is equal to 4. Order of minus I is also equal to 4. That means I is acting as a generator. Here, I is acting as a generator. Minus I is also acting as a generator here. That means if you are multiplying like this, so we have to get all the elements. We have to get all the elements which is present in the group. So we can say that it is a cyclic if it contains at least one generator element. So if you are observing I and minus I, so both are acting as a generator here. So, but to be a cyclic, if one element is acting as a generator, it is more than enough. Therefore, G is a group of fourth root of unity is an example for the cyclic. Nextly is order of an element. So order of an element A belongs to G, where G is a group, then there exists a smallest positive integer n such that A power n equal to E and order of A equal to n. So by taking an example, let us go for the definition of the order of the group. So if G is a group of fourth root of unity, again the same example I am going to take, I'll show it for how the order of the element acts here. See, order of 1, there also I have told you already, this example is explained. See, order of 1 is how much? 1. Only one different element we got it. So order of the minus 1, we got it as a 2 different element. In the order of minus 1, we got 2 different elements. That is only acting as a order of the element. Order of minus 1 is 2. So order of I becomes what? 4 different elements we got it, therefore equal to 4. Order of I equal to 4. Similarly, order of minus I equal to 4 only. But in the first example, while explaining the cyclic, we have not explained about the order. We have explained about the generator. But here in this example, I have given the example for the order of the elements. Nextly, go for subgroup of a cyclic group. A subgroup H of a cyclic group G is generated by A power m, where A is generator of G and m is a least positive integer such that A power m belongs to H. See, cyclic group will be generating, or we are denoting by a G here. So subgroup of the cyclic group we are trying to explain. So subgroup is denoted by a H here and it is generated by a power m. So that means it will be in the cyclic form, will be in the form of A power n, where A is acting as a generator as we have already seen and m is a least positive integer such that A power m belongs to H. See, it is like in the set we will be seeing subset and the set. Here also it is like cyclic group and the subgroup of a cyclic group only. So, but here cyclic group is denoted by G and subgroup is denoted by a capital H. For example, if G is equal to omega square, omega cube, omega to the power 4, omega to the power 5, omega to the power 6 under the multiplication is a cyclic group, then H is acting as a subgroup of this cyclic group G. So that is, the elements from the G only we are taking as a subgroup. The elements of the cyclic group, some of the elements I can say, some of the element is omega square, omega to the power 4, omega to the power 6 we have taken from the group G, which is acting as a subgroup. Since H is a subset of G or subgroup of a G, and H is a subgroup of a cyclic group G. H is, since it is a subset, so it is also acting as a subgroup of the cyclic group G. Then the standard theorems on the cyclic group. Let us go for the first theorem. Prove that every cyclic group is abelian. So let us consider a cyclic group G which is generated by a. G is a generator of the A. By definition of the cyclic group G, we can express it as we have already seen, cyclic group always it will be in the form of a power n only. So therefore, G is equal to the set of a power n where a belongs to G and n belongs to the Z. So let x and y belongs to G with x is equal to a power m. Let's take two elements. Let us take two elements from the group, that is x and y, and we are saying that it is a cyclic group, therefore it has to be in the form of power only. Therefore x is equal to a power m and y is equal to a power n. Let us take two elements from the group G, so that is a power m and a power n. So which implies x and y. Let us go for x into y. So x is we have taken as a power m, y is taken as a power n. So multiply, since the bases are same, we can add up the powers. So a power m plus n, which is equal to, we can also write it as a power n plus m. This is by what? This is by the abelian group. We have already explained about the abelian group. What this abelian group says, this is a star b is equal to b star a. So therefore we can say that a power n into a power m. Therefore x into y is equal to y into x for all xy belongs to G. Therefore we can say that it is a abelian group. So abelian group means excuse me, abelian group means we have to prove it for a star b is equal to b star a. So that is nothing but xy is equal to y into x. The second theorem is, if G is an infinite cyclic group generated by A, then prove that G has exactly two generators, A and A inverse. Or if A is a generator of a cyclic group G, then prove that A inverse is also a generator of G. Let us take the cyclic group as G. So G is equal to cyclic group of the, that is generator of the A, which is in the form of a power n, such that A belongs to G and n belongs to Z. Therefore, for all small g belongs to the capital G, then there exists a m belongs to Z such that G is equal to a power m. This is nothing but a definition of the cyclic group. But we have to prove it for the A and A inverse here. Therefore, G is equal to A inverse of inverse we are taking here to the power m as it is. So that is A is taken as A inverse of the inverse, is it not? So G is equal to, so here A inverse of minus 1 is there, that minus 1, that minus is goes to the power of the, that is we can take to the m there, it becomes a minus m. So minus m we can denote it as a n here. So G is equal to a to the power minus 1 to the power n. So thus for all G belongs to G, there exists n belongs to Z such that G is equal to a inverse of minus n. So we have taken for G is equal to a power m. So we had proved it for G is equal to a to the power minus 1 to the power n, or we can say initially we can take it for G is equal to a to the power n. We proved it for what? G is equal to a inverse to the power n. So therefore G inverse is also a generator of the G only. Firstly we said that A is a generator of G. So after some of the steps we got it for A inverse is also a generator of G. So it is proved that if G is an infinite cyclic group generated by A, then G is having two generators, that is A and A inverse.